Tsubaki Akira is your average teenage boy. He goes to school, hangs out with friends, and thinks about girls. Urabe Mikoto is your normal high school girl. Eats lunch with friends, gets embarrassed, and shares saliva with her boyfriend. While every girl has her secrets, her boyfriend just happens to be Tsubaki, and he thinks that their saliva bond is just as weird as the rest of us. Follow this romantic comedy as these two try to figure out how to be a couple. They have differing opinions. Not only that, but they have to deal with other couples, past crushes, and even doppelgangers. Young love comedies don't get as surreal as this. Bush YouTubers, and I'm here to give you another review. This time it's about Nazo no Kanojo X, or in English, Mysterious Girlfriend X, written and drawn by Riichi Ushiba and published in the afternoon magazines. If you notice with the little plot summary I gave you at the very beginning of this video, well, it means that you get to know about the plot and what I'm reviewing that much earlier, which means you also get to leave that much earlier, at least while knowing what I'm talking about. Now, this is pretty much a love comedy slice of life type of manga, and I like that in this one the main characters are pretty much already together, you know, minus the first chapter where they become an item, but still. So all of you harem haters, you don't have to watch out for this. It might be a good read for you. Basically, it's pretty normal, but here's the hook. Tsubaki, the main protagonist, lead male, and Urabe, his girlfriend, female lead, they share this special bond through drool, and they can share each other's feelings. Let's say Urabe is feeling sad. If Tsubaki tastes her drool, he will in turn also feel a bit sad. And on a pervier note, let's say Tsubaki is feeling aroused. If Urabe tastes his drool, she will then get a nosebleed. It's quite funny and hilarious. But again, other than that whole drool sharing thing, it plays out pretty normal. It has that feeling of first love, or more specifically, your first girlfriend, where they, you know, get to know each other, they talk, they honestly don't know how to feel around each other. It's that whole awkward feeling when you have your first girlfriend. Not that I would know. But that's beside the point. You know, I never really talked about this in any of my other reviews, but it came up when I was looking on Forbes and other things about overall story progression, and people were complaining how it was kind of slow. And I found that kind of weird, because this is a slice of life. It's not supposed to be fast-paced. And in all story progression aside, I mean, I think they're going at a right speed for the type of characters that are in this story and what they do and how they share their feelings and everything dealing with that. It all melts together in this perfect way that goes at the right pace. It's not fast, it's very slow and enjoyable. It's supposed to be. It's a slice of life. It's a love comedy. It's not supposed to be quick paced. And they do have different arcs in this story, and they, you know, center around typical love things like, I found my past crush and they're doing stuff and we can't have that. Or there was even a doppelganger arc. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I really liked that, and I thought it was pretty original in the way it was presented, even though in the back of my mind I know it isn't, but what isn't original nowadays? But overall, I like the story progression and how it flows, and it's very relaxing, and it's a nice little read. It's nothing too hype, yet it can still surprise me at the same time. Like that doppelganger arc. I really like that one. And finally, on plot standpoint, I like how even though they have the ability to share their feelings, it doesn't always equal to an end-all, hey, that solved our problem. Well, I mean, not even a problem, just our misunderstanding. Mostly it's used so the two characters, Tsubaki and Urabe, can, you know, more connect with each other and learn how each other feels even more so. Tsubaki gives Urabe his drool and, you know, shows his true feelings. Even though that happens, it doesn't always fix the problem. They have to do it in a special way. They have to put their own twist on their own feelings so they can really push it out there. It's like saying, I like you, but then showing how much I like you. In fact, it showed that in the very first chapter. Urabe already knew that Tsubaki liked her, but she wanted to see how much, or in what way he could prove that he liked her. Even though they could already share their drool and share their connections. It's not the end-all, be-all of this manga. And it also really pushes away all of that bullshit that happens in every other love story ever, like, oh, I thought I loved you, but I do love you. How can you prove it? And, you know, like I said before though, the drool isn't the be-all, end-all, but there's a large lack of misunderstandings and more so focuses on the bond that people share. Because it also, this drool bond isn't just for them, apparently it stretches out to everybody. And I like that, because Urabe, she can even have a drool bond with one of her friends named Oka, who is another main couple in the series. Well, a part of another main couple in the series. But I really like that, how it's not just limited to them. It's apparently, you know, an in-universe type thing. Tsubaki is your average nice guy. I know that sounds lame, but please hear me out. The fact that he is so average plays out the fact that Urabe is anything but average. She's very unconventional for a girlfriend. She doesn't, you know, see purpose in things like holding hands or kissing, and she'll say stuff like, now isn't the time, or stuff like that. And if you read the story, you know, very shallowly, you might think that that's the case, but if you read deeper, you can tell that in actuality she's just as embarrassed as Tsubaki is about doing those types of things, like holding hands or kissing or anything romantic. And I like that it can show character depth like that. I mean, Tsubaki is your normal guy. He wants to do average things that couples do, like hold hands, go to the movies and stuff, but Urabe, she's very different. It seems like she's just sufficient on the fact that she has that bond, but again, I think that she also wants to do some of those things, and well, it tells you sometimes, but you know, be more open about it. You get a lot of other supplementary characters, but the only ones that really matter are Ueno and Oka, who are Tsubaki's and Urabe's friends respectively. They're the more conventional couple. They'll kiss, they'll hold hands, they'll do other things. But both of them really seem not to want to show the fact that they're a couple at school. I guess it's, I don't know, Japanese people don't like to show off, or that's very old-timey, but whatever. But I do like the whole contrast that the two couples shared, because you know, and it's even more funny because sometimes the plot point might be Ueno and Oka might do something, and Tsubaki might get the idea and go, maybe I should try that with Urabe, and hilarity just ensues. The art overall is nothing special in terms of just drawing, but it's the style that will really bring you in. And by that I mean the style of dream sequences or any sort of imagination that's concocted by the characters, because they can look so surreal. It's really awkward at first, but I soon came to like it and enjoy it a lot. I really like it. It fits the awkward stage that these guys are going through. They're teenagers, of course. But again, overall, you know, with cities and people, it's nothing special, but it isn't bad. And the later chapters do clean up the drawings quite a bit. What I think makes this manga unique is its drool bond and how, you know, versatile it is. Because it cuts out a lot of BS that you see in a lot of love dramas that, you know, you'll think, man, that's stupid. But it's not used in a way where it's the be-all, end-all cure for everything. Even though they can share each other's feelings, they still don't know how the other person will react. So that still leaves an amount of worry into it. But I say that, but it isn't that serious. It's not taken that serious. It's very lighthearted, and it's a very good read. The fact that the drool bond can be shared with other people, like I've said before, that's a great plot device that can be changed in many different ways, and, you know, not feel like it's being raped, because, you know, it is the main plot point. It is the main gimmick of this story that I really like. I also like the characters. In stories like this, you might think, you know, Urabe would be the main character, character, you know, not the main character, but you know, the focus. And no, it comes from Tsubaki's point of view. It's for every guy who had that one girlfriend. Not that I would know, but anyway. It's for the people who want to see a nice slice of life comedy. You know, might be reminded of their first love or something like that, because this is Shein. It's not shonen at all, so it's very mature to a, you know, certain extent. But, you know, other people can like it. I can see teenagers really getting into this. Older men, you know, not old men, but, yeah. This is pretty much just a slice of life love comedy with a twist. Overall, I have to give this story a solid 4 out of 5. I like the characters, I like the plot, I like its relaxing nature, but even though it's relaxing, it can still surprise me at times with, you know, plot points and arcs and stuff like that. I think the main reason that it pushes it up to a 4 is that it's different. Now, normally when I say something's different, or at least hear other people say it's different, and who like it solely on the fact that it's different, I think that's really shallow, and you sound like a hipster, you know, nonconformist or something. That's stupid. But the fact that it's not so much different, more so as it's unique and it's special to itself. I can't honestly see something like this being done in the same exact way that it was done before. You know, like a lot of other manga. They'll just take something, pretty much replace the characters, and swap out the powers for something else, and call it something new. I honestly can't see that happening with this. It's so unique, and I honestly think special. I can honestly see other people not liking this. I can see a lot of shallow people saying, ew, they're swapping spit, that's gross. But in all honesty, is it really gross? I mean, how much do people wash their hands? Think about it, and compare that to kissing, and yeah, right, it's not as gross. It's pretty much the same. But, you know, overall, I really like the story. I recommend it if you want something relaxing to read. You know, if you don't want to get hyped, if you want to chuckle here or there, if you want to reminisce about love or something. Again, I wouldn't know about that. But anyway, that was my review of Mysterious Girlfriend X. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and until my next review, matao.